Hello students, the topic here is different types of three-dimensional cultures, organ, histotypic and organotypic cultures and their culture techniques. In our previous sessions, we had come across monolayer cultures and cell suspension cultures. These cultures lack cell-to-cell interactions as seen in normal tissues and organs. The 3D cultures have cell-to-cell interaction and signaling. The three types of 3D cultures are organ culture, histotypic culture, and organotypic culture. Organ culture. Organ cultures are cell cultures obtained from native tissue. There are a heterogeneous cell mass representing the whole organ or a part of the tissue. They retain the histological characteristics in vivo. Histotypic cells culture. These are cultures from single lineages. Individual cell lineages are selected from organs and propagated in culture conditions in a high density 3D matrix as shown in the figure. Different lineages of cells are selected from the heterogeneous primary culture and grown in 3D matrix, that is spheroids, perfuse multilayer, sponge, and filter well, etc. The cells too maintain cell-to-cell signaling and interaction. The third category of cultures are organotypic cultures. These are cultures obtained from different types of cells, that is, multi-cell lineage in origin. These are combined in specific proportions and spatial arrangements experimentally to have a restructure of component of a organ. Organ cultures are obtained from native tissue. They have structural integrity of the original tissue and the associated cells continue to exchange signal through cell adhesion or communications. The different methods used for organ culture are plasma clot method or watch glass method, organ culture on agar, raft method, grid method, and organ culture in liquid media. First, plasma clot method or watch glass method. In this method, a watch glass is placed over a moistened wool pad placed in a Petri plate. A plasma clot is prepared by mixing 5 drops of embryo extract and 15 drops of plasma. This plasma clot is placed onto the watch glass over which the organ tissue is placed. The cotton should be moistened in intervals to keep it moist, as shown in the adjacent figure. The culture is then incubated at 37 degrees centigrade. Fresh clots need to be provided within 2 to 4 days depending upon the type of tissue. The main advantage of this method is that it is an inexpensive method and allows to study samples by use of light microscopy. The main limitations of this watch glass method is that it can be used only for short duration cultures, that is, cultures grown for less than 4 weeks. The plasma clot also liquefies in the vicinity of the explant, so the explant may get immersed in the media. And lastly, biochemical analysis is not possible. Next, organ culture on agar media. In this type of culture, agar is used in the media to provide mechanical support to the organ explant. The media is composed of basal salt solution, chick embryo extract, and horse serum in the ratio 7:3:3 along with 1% agar. The gels are placed on the embryological watch glass as shown in the figure below, and the tissue is placed onto the agar surface. Subculturing is done at intervals of 5 to 7 days. The explant can be viewed through stereo microscope, hence it can be used for developmental studies. The raft method of organ culture. It is a modification of watch glass method. In this method, first a raft is made of lens paper or rayon acetate, and it is made to float on serum in the watch glass. The explant is placed on the raft. This overcomes certain limitations of watch glass method, like the media can be changed easily and prevents the sinking of the tissue into the plasma clot. Grid method of organ culture. In this method, as the name suggests, grid made of wire mesh or perforated stainless steel sheet are used. The grid is placed over the liquid media in a culture chamber. The organ tissue is placed on these grids. In case of soft tissues, they are placed on a raft, and then these rafts are placed over the grid, as shown in the figure below. The chamber is then supplied with mixture of carbon dioxide and oxygen. Another method of growing organ culture on plasma clot is on slide or cover slips instead of watch glass. This is an oldest method of tissue culture. This includes two techniques: single cover slip with plasma clot, also known as Maximov's single slide technique, and second, double cover slip with plasma clot, also known as Maximov's double cover slip method. First, the single cover slip method. In this method, the media is prepared in two parts. One part is a balanced salt solution with 50% plasma. The another part is serum with 50% embryo extract. The procedure is as follows. A drop of the plasma containing solution is placed onto the center of the cover slip or the slide, depending on whether we are using a slide or a cover slip method. The explant is then carefully placed over it. Next, the embryo extract containing solution is added onto it and mixed before it clots. The, the explant is then located on it, as shown in the second figure. Now, place two spots of petroleum jelly onto the slide or the cover slip, and then place a cover slip over it. Apply slight pressure so that the jelly sticks onto the cover slip and allow it to clot. The slide is then sealed with paraffin. In case of single slide technique using a cover slip, this cover slip is then placed upon the depression slide as shown in figure 1. The cultures are then incubated at 37 degrees centigrade. The slide here explains the protocol for Maximov single slide technique, which I have already explained earlier. Double cover slip with plasma clot method. This is similar to the single cover slip method. Here too, the media is prepared in two parts, one part with balanced salt solution with 50% plasma and another with serum with 50% embryo extract. A small drop of the balanced salt solution with the plasma is placed onto the large cover slip. Then on top of that, a square or a round cover slip is placed. The explant is placed over the round cover slip. The entire preparation is placed onto a large depression slide by petroleum jelly and wax in such a way that the small cover slip is not in contact with the slide at any point. Organ culture in liquid media. There are three techniques used. First, single cover slip with liquid media, Carroll flask cultures, and roller test tube cultures. Single cover slip method with liquid media. In this method, the explants are first placed in a culture media in a watch glass. Then, with the help of a capillary pipette, the explants are drawn into the tip and placed or deposited at the center of a cover slip. The liquid media is then evenly spread on the cover slip as a thin circular film. Next, a depression slide is taken and petroleum jelly is applied onto the sides. The cover slip with the explant is then immediately turned over with a quick flip to prevent the fluid from running out of the crevices between the slide and the cover slip. The cover slip is then sealed and the slides are incubated at 37 degrees centigrade in upright or inverted position. The tissue grows on the cover slip. Flask cultures. In this type of culture, cell cultures are grown in Carroll flask. In this method, the plasma is first placed on the floor of the Carroll flask and spread evenly. The tissue explant is placed on the plasma layer and allowed to clot, generally overnight. After the plasma cells and the explant is fixed in position, extra nutrient medium is added and allowed to clot. The flask is then kept for incubation. There are two types of flask techniques, thick clot culture technique and thin clot culture technique. The thick clot culture technique allows rapid growth for a short-term cultures, while thin clot culture can be maintained for long periods. Flask cultures can be maintained for months and years. This is one of the major advantages of flask culture. A good Carroll flask has high optical properties and hence micro-examination of cultures is also possible. Roller test tube cultures. These cultures are prepared similar to the flask cultures, except that the plasma clots are prepared on the walls of the test tube. In certain cases, the tissues may be grown on the walls of the test tube without the plasma clot. Another alternative method is to create plasma clots on a cover slip and place the explants on that. The cover slip is then inserted into the test tubes with the media. This technique is used for preparing a large number of cultures which can then be placed on stationary racks or roller drums. Limitations of organ culture techniques are that they are expensive, difficult to maintain, and can be maintained only for few months. They show high variations and low reproducibility. Results that are obtained in organ cultures are not often comparable to those of whole animal studies. For each experiment, a new or a fresh organ is needed. Histotypic culture techniques. The techniques that are used for histotypic cultures are gel and sponge technique, hollow fiber technique, and spheroids. These are three-dimensional cultures and hence cell line is propagated in three-dimensional matrix to high cell density. Gel and sponge technique for histotypic cultures. In this technique, collagen and gelatin are used to provide matrix for the three-dimensional growth of the tissue. The cells penetrate through these gel and sponges while growing. They are available in many brand names also, like Matrigel. The figure here illustrates the growth of osteosis in gel media. Hollow fiber technique. In this technique, the cells are attached to capillary fibers. A hollow fiber perfusion bioreactor contains of many hollow fibers arranged together in a cylindrical cartridge with an outlet and an inlet tube, as shown in the figure. Each hollow fiber is a tube-shaped structure with semi-permeable capillary membrane. The cells are seated on the external or internal surface of the hollow fiber. If the cells are seated outside, the fibers are then called internal perfusion series. In such cases, the medium continuously flows through inside of the hollow fiber in the intracapillary space. The gases move out of the hollow fiber. If the cells are seated inside the fiber, then they are called external perfusion series. In this type, the nutrient media flows over the hollow tube. The hollow membrane fiber has molecular cutoffs that allow flow of media and oxygen through the fibers and delivers it to the cell. The waste material excreted out of the cell travels across this membrane and is removed. The figure here shows an internal perfusion series of hollow fiber. In this, the cells are seated on the outside of the capillary tube. The nutrient media, along with oxygen, is passed through the intercapillary space. The membrane has molecular weight cutoffs. This allows larger molecular weight products like monoclonal antibodies, recombinant proteins, viruses, or whole cells to be held within the extracapillary space. This can be utilized for production of monoclonal antibodies and recombinant proteins from cell cultures. The spent media can then be removed and replaced with fresh media or oxygenated and returned. The figure here shows hollow fiber perfusions used as bioreactors. Histotypic culture by means of spheroids. Spheroids are formed by reassociation of cells in suspension to form clusters, as shown in figure. This I had mentioned when I discussed suspension culture in a previous lecture. These cells mimic natural process in embryogenesis, morphogenesis, and organogenesis. In these spheroids, the cells at the interior have limited supply of nutrients and gases. The process of spheroid formation can be divided into three stages. First, formation of loose cell aggregates because of integral extracellular matrix binding. Figure A. This is followed by a delay period. During this phase, cadherin expression and accumulation occurs. Third phase, or the third stage, where the cadherins interact with each other and form compact spheroids, as seen in figure C. There are different approaches to get spheroids. Example, from single cell cultures, multi-layer cultures, rotary cultures, rocked cultures, methyl cellulase cultures, matrices, etc. The easiest approach is plating cells on non-adherent culture dish in a serum-free media, as shown in figure A. In methylcellulase containing media, the cells are plated in a non-adherent round bottom well to form spheroids of defined cell number and composition. The spheroids can be embedded into collagen gels for prolonged observation. Figure E. Micromodal non-adhesive aqueous hydrogel matrices can also be used, as shown in F. In many research work and studies, spheroids have replaced animal experiments. Spheroids are used as in vitro models for many clinical and biological studies. The spheroidal cells secrete extracellular matrix in which they reside, and they can interact with cells from their original microenvironment. Spheroids are used as building blocks to form tissues. Another method of histotypic culture technique is multicellular tumor spheroids. In this method, a monolayer cells or aggregated tumors are first treated with trypsin to obtain single cell suspension. The cell suspensions are inoculated into media in liquid stirrer flask or roller tubes. Within 3 to 5 days, aggregates of cells are formed which represent spheroids. Spheroidal growth is quantified by measuring their diameter regularly. A size bigger than 500 mm leads to the development of necrosis at the center of the multicellular tumor spheroids. A cross-section of the multi-tumor spheroids are shown below. Multicellular tumor spheroids can be used as an in vitro proliferating model to study tumor cells and gene expressions, as they look morphologically similar to that of tumor cells, as shown in the figure on the right. They are also used to study the effect of cytotoxic drugs, antibodies, radionucleotides, and the spread of certain diseases like rheumatoid arthritis. The three-dimensional structure helps in experimental studies related to drug therapy, penetration of drugs beside using them for study, regulation of cell proliferation, immune response, cell death, invasion, and cell therapy. They have replaced animal cell models in many studies. Advantages and application of 3D cell cultures. The 3D cell cultures are more realistic and reflect normal differentiation, polarization, cell behavior, and intracellular interactions. Thus, they are used to study gene functions and molecular interactions, example for genes involved in apoptosis, invasion, etc. It is used in toxicology studies in pharmacology. They are also used in nanomedicine research, example cancer therapy. They are more predictive to disease states and drug response. Thank you.